So we are close to the final, and we are gonna sit together here, me and Anastasia.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about yourself?
Yes, of course. Hello, and thank you so much for being there still on the last couple of minutes. So I am a part of the youth advisory group for the Joint Action Non-Communicable Diseases Prevention. I'm also a PhD student in both epidemiology in Charité in Germany and in statistics in the Netherlands. So yeah, I'm here.
Thanks for being here. We actually want to look at the results of your slides, the answers to the question that we had throughout the day. The first question actually was the one, what is the first word that comes to your mind when you think about how the society defines success? And can we have the results up on the screen, please? And I want to ask you, because we will have a short conversation about this, and I want to ask you about your reflection on this. So I'll start by asking you, what do you think about these results? What are the first words that comes to your mind when you think about how the society defines success?
Well, so of course I see the largest word is money, but if I may, would you mind switching for the next slide straight away?
Yes, we can do that. Because the next, please, if you do that, and we can go then forth and back. Mm-hmm. That is, what is success for you?
So to be fair, and we talked about GDP a lot here, there is some negative connotation to the word money that I feel that is now attached. Mm-hmm. And I'm not quite sure that that's the correct approach to it. Mm-hmm. So for example, I see connection, I see happiness. That's something I would also say. But for example, if I would ask my Ukrainian grandmother, what would she find success for her? She would say back in the day to put food on the table. So the difference is that I just climbed a few steps in the socioeconomic ladder, and for me now it is indeed connection, happiness. But money is just a tool to reenact and enact upon the things that we personally define as success or joy, or those things in my mind are connected, but I know that the success is the key word here. So I would say the problem comes when the tool, money, income, GDP, other matrices no longer serve us and no longer allow us to enact the things and introduce the things that bring us success and happiness in our lives.
Yeah. And I think, when the money becomes the end goal, not a mean to the end, this may be, I think that is so much what the well-being economy is all about. That, and it was never the plan that money was supposed to be the end goal. So if we go a little bit, once again, one back. And it's also, we wanted to look at, is there any difference between when you think about how the society look at success, and then how does you as a person define success? So we see that there's a difference, at least. There's more on money, wealth, and power. But still, and I think that's the positive, there are still some positive, there is happiness, connection, they are still there. Health, even though they are a little bit smaller, some fewer. And I think probably the smallest one, or maybe just have fewer votes, maybe one per each. But I think, I have to say I was positively surprised that it was not just money, wealth, and power, but still some who are more related to the personal ones. So yeah, if we go back then again to the personal ones. And I agree with you that, I mean, we didn't see love though. Which one did we not see in the society? It's love, it's family, it's joy, it's purpose and balance. So I think the question, if this is what we truly believe is success, but the society does not define it or value it or measure it as a success, then what is needed? And that is maybe for the next slide. What is needed? The third one. What is needed to redefine success in our society? So that is maybe some key things here. What do you say when you look at that?
No, but so again, I suppose why the majority of people are answered what they answer for the first question is that because it's a question of definitions.
Yes.
So every individual
Yeah.
comes up with his own and her own goal and definition of what would you consider a success in your life. Yet if you are not in the socioeconomic position to be able to live it, then of course the larger definition is first income. And so I wanted to say also, on the micro level, on the individual level, so I saw in the previous slide as well, so health, family, connection. It is quite difficult to have good health if you're unable to secure good exercising or good nutrition for yourself. And that is not something that comes from the government unless we live in the communistic state, which we don't. Or, for example, somebody also wrote peace, which I very much identify with, but for example, on the governmental level, if the government doesn't have enough of funding, then the government also can't ensure peace for its citizens. So again, it's more of a tool for...
Yeah.
So I don't see the disconnection between the two.
No, and probably not. But I think it's very important, and I think the whole well-being economy is about, what is the end goal? So, and if we know that to ensure well-being, of course we need to have equity. Yes. And that's for sure. So, but that's very different from power and money. That's not even equal distribution. But I think we have a few minutes left, and we wanted to now... If there is anyone else who want to share their comments on this, we've been discussing success, and if success is only measured as a power or money, it is not serving people and the planet. We're not saying that power or money is not important, but it's not the end goal. So just, are there anyone with mic? Yeah.
Only a comment for your...
Maybe introduce you.
Yes, my name is Claudia Venere. I'm from Italy, and I am a member of the ethical board of the Joint Action PreventNCD. No, I only to underline that we are a very selective people, so we are focused on the prevention, on health, on equality, and so the second response is very selected. For me, is the most important difference before the first and the second, because the first is all people that I don't know, who don't know about health, and the second, we are very selective. So
yes, that's a good point. Thank you. Any other reflection on your reflection on what success is, and if we need to redefine it? Or
Yes. So hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm Helena from the Youth Advisory Group. So for me, I would say that it's beautiful to see a lot of different opinions on this. And I would say that success is different for each and every one of us. And I think that discussing this and looking at the compassion, accountability, listening to each other, and also having youth is really important in our society. Because today you can't have success without the youth involved in all of the processes that are changing the world. So I think it's a really important topic, and I'm glad that you got this poll for us.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Yes, here. Thank you. So I'm Julia. I'm part of the Youth Advisory Group as well from the Joint Action PreventNCD. And as you were talking about the different understandings of what money and wealth and power means, I was thinking about the pyramid of needs, actually, because I think it has a lot to do with that. Like, if your basic needs are not covered, then these are very important points for you. Like, you want to gain from no money. Money is the most important thing that you need to gain to go somewhere. And from no power, it's power that is important to you, right? From no wealth, it's a bit of wealth that is important to you. But when you go further up and these basic needs are met, then you go more into the more personal or more as well generous and well-being oriented versions of needs. And I think that is what we see here in the second slide, in the needs that we here have, because I think that here in this room, there are a lot of people who don't have to think about the basic needs, actually, and we are all on higher levels. But I think it's really nice that you mentioned that there are people that actually are there, that they have to care for the basic needs. And we shouldn't forget them. And I think it's really nice that you pointed that out a lot.
Thank you so much. I think we're coming close to the end, but I think it's just the thing here is how do our understanding of concepts, or not maybe just concept, just our understanding of success. Why are we discussing this? I think can be. I'm a trained psychologist also, and trying to understand why do we behave in the way we do. It's also, I mean, we are. If we just look, really our ancestors like 1,000 years, survival of the fittest. We need to be successful to survive. So that is something like a drive in us, that we need to be successful. We need to survive. But what is that success? And maybe I would just not just finish defining it all just for all today. But if success, and how do the media describe success people? Who are successful? It's rich and famous and in power. So I think it has something to do with that. And it has something to do with also why are we measuring economic measures? And how are economic measures, and the main focus on economic measures in the society, what are the consequences of that? And it could be the same in our own lives. If our main focus is on having power, getting money, wealthy, rich, famous, that's maybe not the best for us. I think this is the philosophical discussion that we would like to continue here. I mean, how are those understandings or definitions serving us or maybe not serving us? So then, because what we measure gets done. So what we value, that has an impact on how we act. Yeah. So
if I may again, I wouldn't say that we've made a critical mistake to rely so much on GDP. If I may, that's just more concrete. It was as it was told to us before early in the history of GDP. It was created at the time where indeed half of Europe could not put the food on the table, for obvious reasons. And it served us very well. And now we're in the new cycle of, the economists in the room would understand the Schumpeter destruction, we're in the new cycle of, we need a new way of measuring what we value currently at this particular time more than just economic growth. Because that we already reached from...
Yes, and as the architect of the GDP said, it was never meant to be a measure of well-being or welfare or in the society, so we should not be using it as well.
Now that we value well-being more, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it's not a well-being indicator, definitely. So, and that is what the well-being economy is all about. What are the measures? And we're not saying that it should not be, we should not measure GDP, but we should not say that it's measuring anything else than gross domestic product. But I think we have a lot to discuss. We will continue our discussion. You will continue, and we'll just see what is. Of course, it's important to meet our basic needs. I think that's very important, and we're not being just spoiled brats that say we don't need to think about it because our needs are met, yes. And that we can just focus on joy and happiness. I think well-being should be for all, leaving no one behind.
I agree.
Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your thoughts on this with us. So look forward to the next days. I'm not just going to tell what's next. We have a walk, well-being walk, at 6 o'clock. But before that, there will be some well-being gatherings just for connection talk here outside. The joint action, PreventNCD, has some. I mean, we do not serve things that we know that can be bad for our health. So, but we do not tell you what you can do with your own money. So there will be sold some things outside which are maybe not a healthy choices, but it's up on you. We do not decide, but for you. But then, from 5 to 6, there is this just gathering with some drinks for sale outside. And then at 6 o'clock, we will have a well-being walk by a member of the Reykjavik Municipality Council, and he is an historian who will guide us or you through the center of Reykjavik, and then to a swimming pool. And I have to say to you that the biggest well-being intervention in Iceland are our swimming pools and our hot tubs. It's good for your mental, physical, and social well-being. So walk with others to a swimming pool and a hot tub is a recipe for a good afternoon and your well-being. So thank you so much for today. We'll start at 8:10 tomorrow with awareness and breath session, and then 9 o'clock with a plenary. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.